Tuesday's first press conference with Secretary Carolyn Leavitt was a complete clown show, chock full of some very false claims. In fact, one of them was immediately disproven by a government report.
You know, just during this pause, Doge and OMB have actually found that there was $37 million that was about to go out the door to the World Health Organization, which is an organization, as you all know, that President Trump, with the swipe of his pen in that executive order, is no longer wants the United States to be a part of. So that wouldn't be in line with the president's agenda. Doge and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money.
Oh no, condoms for Gaza? What?
Sexual anarchy.
There'd be a lot of that there, apparently. Except that, it's actually not true. Yeah, I know, right? In fact, a government report does not back up Leavitt's $50 million worth of condoms claim, which again, it's a lot of condoms. According to a comprehensive report issued back in September by the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, not a penny of the $60.8 million in contraceptive and condom shipments funded by the United States in the past year went to Gaza. Okay? And by the way, this is for an entire year. Okay? In fact, the accounting shows that there were no condoms sent to any part of the Middle East. There happened to have been a small shipment worth about $45,680 of oral and injectable contraception sent to that region. All of it was distributed by the government of Jordan. So that said, you might be saying, well, wait a minute. Why are we sending $60 million worth of contraceptives anywhere in the world? That's not our problem, isn't it? I mean, when you think about it, you can't really have a problem with immigrants coming over for economic reasons, okay? And not ensure that women in developing countries that happen to, have large groups of migrants that are coming here, without ensuring that women in those developing countries can actually control their own reproduction, and therefore, what is the conservative saying? Can't breed them, don't feed, or can't feed them, don't breed them, right? Isn't that what you're talking about? Well, this actually helps with that and actually reduces the numbers of migrants that would need to come over for economic reasons. So reducing the birth rate and therefore reducing the resulting poverty in developing countries actually reduces immigration. I know. It's kind of smart foreign policy, really. In fact, it was so smart that in the first Trump administration, they ended up shipping about $40 million worth of condoms worldwide in just a year. But apparently, this time the Trump administration is banking on stupid. We're going to do the stupidest things for the stupidest reason. We're going to shut down all the foreign aid. Foreign aid's like 0.1% of the budget. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Shut down all the foreign aid, right? The reality is that most of our spending on foreign countries actually comes in the form of us bombing them, the military. But, Trump's not going to touch that at all. Now, speaking of smart, right? Getting back to that, what else is smart is, taking, being part of international efforts to try to stop pandemics, to tackle disease. Well, she mentioned that we're already pulling out of the World Health Organization, and then we're also freezing efforts to distribute HIV medication to low-income countries. Last week, the Trump administration put a freeze on at least 90 days on funds purchasing most HIV treatments for Africa. Most notably affected is the $7.5 billion President Emergencies Plan for AIDS relief, also known as PEPFAR, which is administered by the Department of State. The result of that, of course, is going to be disastrous. If those drugs don't get sent, there are people that die. How many? Well, the New York Times cited a study that concluded that if PEPFAR were to be abolished, which it's looking pretty likely, as many as 600,000 people in South Africa alone would die over the next 10 years. South Africa. I seem to have remembered that there is a person that's very, very, close to this administration. It's from South Africa. Could it be? Oh, right. Elon Musk. But apparently he does not care about that country. Well, he doesn't care about that country. He doesn't care about our country either. Okay, he only cares about himself, enriching himself, and making sure that he's seen as the savior of humanity. Okay? Look, I think that they should care. But unfortunately, the actions the Trump administration has been taking is setting up the next pandemic. Okay? Again, withdrawing from the World Health Organization. Silencing the CDC. While there is, literally a tuberculosis outbreak happening in Kansas, as well as, bird flu that is impacting egg prices right now. And so, it's kind of important to fund these things, all right? They've also frozen government-funded research grants, okay, for infectious disease. None of this is going to end well at all for us. And you want to combine that with RFK Jr.'s anti-vax stances, okay? All that together, we're looking at a disaster of our own making. You thought COVID was bad. Tip of the iceberg, okay? And we're about to hit that iceberg full force. Look, this goes far beyond them trying to save a few $1 million on contraception, okay, to be sent out to other places. And it's, look, all Trump's going to do with the money that he's saving, by the way, it's not going to come back to us. No, it's going to be used to fuel tax cuts for the rich while having incredibly negative health outcomes, not just for the entire world, but for the United States as well, along with showing the world that the United States is no longer a leader that can be trusted to be capable of doing any good in the world whatsoever. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.